Hello, everyone. In 380 Education 380 and Education 500, Dr. Allen here. Hope you're having a great week. Um, First things first, I wanted to say thank you all for your patience. I think I'm fairly caught up with grading now. I'm always a little, from what you've turned in, there's always stuff that needs grade, but I had gotten with our accreditation review, which some of you may have actually talked to some of the committees that happened in the last week or so. I got a little behind. I think I'm fairly caught up. I will just say this because I didn't have a chance to say it in the week prior. The Nearpods were fantastic across the board. It also looked like pretty much everyone had no problems related to the Google Skills thing. Hopefully you got something out of that. Please, 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 please make sure that you put that on your CV or resume as you apply for some positions because I know it's not the most fancy certification or anything like that, but it is the skill set that you've picked up and definitely, toot your horn a little bit about completing that. Anything to help stand out because a lot of the schools are Google schools around here, and it might be something to kind of assist. We're going to do a couple more of those. We have one related to AI, and actually we're going to do the Apple one too towards the end. With all that being said, let me go ahead and jump into this week. And again, I know I give this disclaimer. This will probably be just like, let's just shoot through. I think this week's will be familiar to a lot of people, but I still want to kind of cover it because I think most people have probably done it from one side and not the other, meaning you've probably seen it as a student, but not made too many as a teacher. But I could be wrong on that. All right, this week, as you can see, we're going to do formative assessment in the classroom. I'm assuming most of you are familiar with the term formative assessment. Actually, I know all of you are familiar with that, but just in case, that's kind of just as a quick definition, those are those instantaneous uh, assessments that you can sometimes do during class. I shouldn't say sometimes, you should always be doing some type of formative assessment. Some people may just do something along the lines of thumbs up, thumbs down. There may be actually a little bit of written work that may actually be graded. That's not a big summative style assessment. But for the purposes of this class, I'm talking about general content information that you can kind of assess using technology. Nearpod was a wonderful example of that when everyone on their Nearpods had some form of a poll, a quiz, or typed reaction. That's a style of formative assessment. I like Nearpod for that very reason. Of course, there's a lot of fun type activities that we can do for formative assessment, and we're going to look at those. Specifically, I have videos up for all of these, but Kahoot, Gimkit, Quiz, those are ones that I think most people are using. And this week's assignment, you'll be able to make one of those to meet the formative assessment requirement. I'm going to focus on Kahoot mainly because that's the one that I used when I was teaching. I was kind of on the Kahoot train early. I will say it is definitely, I've been making some in the last like month or so just to kind of experiment with some things that I'm doing in another class. And it's definitely changed a little bit, but still fairly easy to use. Um, there was one other thing I was going to add to a Kahoot. Oh, one thing I will say before we get into any of this, um, all of these things have a private aspect. What I mean is you can make them independent for students, which is something that I think we sometimes forget, especially with Kahoot. But if you just want students to work independently, you can. You can also pull down the data, just like with Nearpod for these. So if you need some information on those formative assessments that you're doing, you can definitely have the students complete the activity, complete the technology activity, and then pull down data to kind of see where your gaps are in terms of getting information to students. That's how I use Kahoot. So with that being said, one other thing, oh, rules, haha, Kahoot. Before I kind of jump into Kahoot, and so I don't forget to say this, Kahoot is a lot of fun. I liked it a lot. But I would definitely make sure you have some sort of classroom rules if you're going to do a class Kahoot or a class Gimkit or any type of technology. Because it never fails that someone that you don't want to walk in will think that your class is out of control when it's really not. The students are engaged. But like, for example, when I did Kahoot, I had a rule where students could cheer, but they had to cheer quietly. Because if not, you're stopping and it takes about a minute or two to get back on track to do each question. Because if every student misses a question, you need to address it right there and kind of do a little bit of a refresh, hopefully, and kind of gauge things. So With that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. And this week, what's going to be due is discussion 7, blog 7, and formative assessment assignment. I am going to show you Kahoot, but again, the other ones are here. I don't have the week up there. There we go. There's some readings on Kahoot if you want to check it out on the pros and cons. There's the formative assessment type videos. There's some on Gimkit and Quiz. I will say this, Socratic's another one that's down there. Some people like because it doesn't have the game aspect to it. It's just a review. I like all of these. Some people have preferences. You are able to do any of these. I'm just showing you Kahoot because, and it's what I'm familiar with. And plus, I don't want to make the video about 10 hours long. So let me go ahead and jump into Kahoot here. Kahoot. And here's another thing I want to make sure, because it's always Kahoot that people always freak out, and it's usually on this page. And I think it actually has something else that pops in. If you look here, there's a lot of stuff. By the way, I've noticed with Kahoot, they start to have a lot more AI type things. You do not need to buy anything for Kahoot. Kahoot has a free, sign up for free. Sign up for free. You do not need to pay for anything. I'll always get emails about this. Do not sign up for anything that you have to pay for. Do the free one. And sometimes there's even a second window that'll pop up that tell you to upgrade. If you look down, I think it's on the lower right-hand side, it says proceed without upgrading. You do that. That one doesn't always pop up, but I just want to give it a little disclaimer. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and log in. And see if it remembers me. We'll see if I actually have the right password in there. And again, you can sign up with Google. I just had mine with my Shepherd account. There's a summer offer. We're not worried about any of that. Told you they've got pop. Kahoot does have a lot. There are pre-created Kahoots too, that if you want to ever check them out. For our class, though, we're definitely going to make some. And if you look, I put my face right over it. There's one right here called Create. And to make a Kahoot, all you got to do is hit this. And as you can see, this will pop up. We're going to do a Kahoot. If you want to experiment and try the stories and stuff, you are more than do that. I'm going to ask this. I know there are some AI generated Kahoots and stuff like that. That is really neat. We're going to do some stuff with AI. I would like you, if you could, to just do a normal Kahoot though. And as you saw there, I just hit a blank canvas. And hopefully you'll come up with something like this. You are more than willing or more than allowed to change the backgrounds if you want. I'm just going to keep it as is. And here's what you do. So this is it. You just start typing in questions. So for example, I'm going to type in one. We'll do how about this? Which of the following is not part of the World War One causes, not, sorry, I'm babbling here. I'm doing this a little on the fly. Not a cause of World War. I was thinking about this because we were talking about it in 422 if you were in this class the other day. And we can say nationalism. We can say imperialism. We can say alliance system. And we can say nuclear weapons. And the answer is nuclear weapons. And as you can see, there are word counts on all of those. You can also set up how you want the students, how much time they have, what type of question. There's true, false. There's pin the answer. I have a slightly upgraded Kahoot. I paid it a little bit because I was looking for something. Yours might not have all these features that if they have stars, I don't have access to them, but usually the quiz and true and false are eligible. So you hit that. What's your time? 20 seconds. You know, I always did 10 or 20. I thought 5 was a little quick, but we'll leave it at 20. And as you can see, single answer or multi-answer. For this one, it's there. You can add more answers. I always thought 2 to 4 was the best way to go. And that's it. And as you can see here, we can add media. I will tell you that if you use images, some are free, some are not. Let's see if we can find any that are free. World War One. I'm just going to type in World War One. Let's see if we can get something that's actually on there. Oh, poppy fields. Let's do this one actually. There, and that's in there. I will tell you because I do pay a little bit more. Sometimes you can't have access to Getty Images. So if you can't, you don't have to put an image there. I'm not requiring it, but if you want, even a GIF works. So for example, if I just type in one, there's tons of things. And whoops, wish I did that and it didn't work. Boom, let's try that again. And we can just do that. And you see it puts someone there. I have to admit, as a teacher, I usually put GIFs because I don't know, people like them, or GIFs, whatever you prefer. And to add another question or add another slide, all you have to do is this. Let's add a question. And you can see you can have choices, or you can just add a slide if you want to keep it the same. Let's just add that. And we'll do classic. And there it is. And of course, I, for some reason, messed up the layout. We'll go with that. Let's actually get rid of that. Oh, there it is. Oh, whiz. There you go. Glad I did that. It was a mess. So let's do another one. If we want to do what year did World War One start? And again, we could say year. We'll do a GIF. And I like that one. And then we can do 1914, 1813, 1813, or 2013. And the answer is actually 1914. And again, we'll just kind of add that. Now, I can do that for you have to do 10 slides, just like that. That's just all you have to do. Now, what I want you to do after you've made your 10, hit save and title it. We'll just say example created. You can do a description if you want. Okay. And you can preview it, share it. All I need is for you to share it. There's the email address. Again, some of you have actually had some things where you've screenshotted or saved it as a PDF. That's all fine too. Let's just hit done if you do it this way. And it should show up on your thing here. And as you can see here, you can share there from there. That's all I need is the link. I just need to see that you have the questions. Again, there's a ton of stuff you can do. Let me go back. I'm kind of rambling a little bit, but that's okay because what I do. There's a PD session. I want to grab something that I had some people play fairly recently. Oh, here's something. Missed. Okay. We had some plays on there. As you can see, you can even, if you want to take a picture of this and screenshot it, that's fine, and you can do it. But you can actually like look at different things. And there you go. There's reports. And let's check it out. As you can see, I clicked it on there. Once you get the reports well played, this is what I like about Nearpod, Kahoot, is you can kind of have how much time you did. Difficult questions, it kind of gives you an idea. A lot of people missed the 1880 boxing match took place in West Virginia. This was History Bowl review, and this was something a lot of my students were doing. You can also see the times as it says there, and only 14% got that correct. That was probably one student because that was a small one. As you can see, there's other questions. These are other ones they missed. But that was the hardest one. And you can see, oh, there were 7 players. So, and there's feedback that no one did the thing, and there's the other questions. But if you do reports, that's the type of stuff you can get. I will say this, again, talk to Dr. Johnson, but when you do EdTPA, this might be something that you can get some data for some pre-assessment type stuff. Maybe you're doing a topic and you want to see what your students know before and what they know after. You can definitely look at some of this. All these technologies have that. That's it. That's kind of what I wanted to go over. That's the Kahoot. You are welcome now. Some people really like Gimkit, especially and Quiz. If you want to use one of those, there are videos up and you can check them out. But for the assignment itself, let me go up here and click it. Select one of those. Create an account if you need to. Create a short set of questions, 10, using any of the classroom tech, the 3 that I mentioned. Share your work on Brightspace as either a link or a downloaded PDF. If you're desperate, just screenshot it. That's fine also. I just really just need to see that you got the questions in there. There are videos up, but as always, email me. I will say this, we're a big class, and I would say it seems like everyone's getting everything up no problems or just contacts me immediately when there is an issue. So I appreciate that. Also, thank you. A few of you have actually emailed me like there was a date issue one week that I had doubled up. I appreciated that people sent that out to me because it saves me from getting 30 emails. It's the bad end is on me, but it lets me get it fixed before too long. Also, just a reminder, if you're a graduate student, if you're in Education 500 only, there is information up here for the research paper. Just a reminder that it is due at the very end. And I think that might be it. Let me double check. I believe that is it. So we should be good to go. All right. Sorry, I was just double checking that I had everything covered. Hope everyone's having a great week. So we got through September fairly well. If you have any questions, as always, contact me. Don't forget to do the discussion boards. I will tell you this, the discussion board this week, I almost took it off because I was going to talk about Canva a little bit down the road, and I may still do it. But this week's discussion, I should sidetrack really super quick. When you go to it, it's on the infographics. You have a choice between Canva and Easily. If you're having problems with either one, just contact me. I think a lot of people deal with Canva. Again, you can sign up with that with Google, and you're just making a flyer or something that you might use in a class. It could be an infographic on some sort of content. You could act like there's a play or a sign up for something. Go for it. There is a YouTube video. I almost took Easily off. I would say 99% of the class usually uses Canva because I will be the first to admit it's a lot easier. I think Easily was around before Canva, but Canva's passed it. And by the way, I don't know if it was first. I know it was the one that I had heard of first. They're very similar. And I do have a few Brave Souls that actually do give Easily a run, but Canva is very straightforward. Again, Google should sign up for it. But if you have any, questions with it, that's fine. Anything related to school, like I say, it can be a flyer, it can be just a notice that something's coming up, could be a notice about signing up, about something in class, like a book report. It can be related to content. I use these type of things a lot in my social studies classes, so go for it. And you just post that up. You don't have to discuss or type any type of discussion. You just need to make a flyer. Anyway, that's all. I'm going to make sure I get that out there. And actually, you can blog on either one. I don't care if you do it on the formative assessment or on the infograph. With that being said, thank you all very much. Let me stop my share. Hope you have a great week. And again, if you have any questions, stop by. I know a few of you have. I'm pointing at my door right there, which I appreciate. It helps because you all see things, and when we don't meet live. If there's anything not showing right, it helps me out a lot. With that, for the final time being said, I will catch you later. Bye.